And I'm just going to tell you it straight in case you haven't watched any of my videos and you've stumbled across this. Yes. So that's right, even though I am sat here like some kind of an Eskimo with my hood up, because it's so damn cold in the UK and who can afford gas and heating anymore, I actually thought we should sit down and talk about something that was quite important. Now, this was brought to my attention on someone that messaged me on Instagram, cheap plug, at Simon316, and they said to me, you know, Simon, while you have talked about this subject before, you've never really made it the central point of one of your videos. I'm pretty sure that I have, but even if that is the case, we can always come back and we can always revisit this, because once again, I'm sure it's something that most of us suffer with, including, this is another inspiration for the video, Mr. Phil Heath. Of course, he has won Mystery Olympia after Mystery Olympia, and he is an absolutely mammoth of a man. And if you're into that kind of physique, I'm sure you've looked at him numerous times and gone, man, Mr. Heath, you look absolutely great. But when it comes to Phil, he doesn't see it. And the reason he doesn't see it is because of this video right here.
I have body dysmorphia. That's right. I have it. I've had it for a very long time, well over 20 years. But most importantly, over the last 2 years, how I deal with it. I get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, and I say, Phil, I love you. I love you for everything that life has thrown at you, and you stood tall and you decided that you wanted to do better. And although that you may have failed sometimes, you won a lot of those battles, a lot of those wars, and that you're worthy. And that you're strong. And I want you guys to all know that you're strong and you are extremely worthy.
And that's right, he has body dysmorphia. Now, body dysmorphia is something we have talked about on this channel a lot, and I'm just going to tell you it straight in case you haven't watched any of my videos and you've stumbled across this. Yes, I have body dysmorphia too. Now, body dysmorphia is a really weird thing in the sense that there will be different degrees of how badly, I'm going to talk about that 1 second, people have it, but I think every single human being, every single individual on the planet must have some kind of body dysmorphia, because even if you look in the mirror and you're like one of these gym bros like, oh my gosh, my bicep peak's amazing, oh my gosh, look at my chest, look how narrow my waist is. A lot of that arrogance, a lot of that ego is actually going to be in place because it's covering something else up, right? If somebody is totally cool with how they look and they're totally happy and 100% pleased with their self-worth tank, they don't think that way. They don't look that way because, well, it just stands to reason they don't have to, because they are so secure, it doesn't manifest itself in different ways. But most people are kind of self-conscious about the way they look anyway, because that's what we're like as human beings. When you start going to the gym and lifting weights, so you're actively trying to get a better physique and you're actually trying to look better, of course you're going to make this twice as bad for yourself. I mean, so many times people have said to me, and I've said it to you, you will never be big from the moment you lift up a weight for the first time, right? You're never going to be happy with your body from that point on, because the pursuit or whatever you believe your dream physique to be, it doesn't exist. Because if you want to be 220 and 12% body fat, you can get there, and then you want to be 225 and you want to be 8% body fat, and it just keeps going, it keeps going. You look at your deltoid and go, that deltoid doesn't look very good, and you look at your quad and go, oh man, my legs could be bigger. It's just the way that we're wired. Now, the interesting part, and what I should probably say firstly, is if you do feel this way and you're really struggling with it, you've got to go and talk to somebody. You've got to go and open these feelings up, because there's nothing wrong with it. You've not done anything wrong. You've not done anything bad, but there are people out there that can help you and get you back on the right track, which is where you deserve to be. But tying it into my own situation, yes, I have it. And yes, it gets we're using these words, and I don't really like these words because they come with different emotion and different connotation, but it gets quite bad, but I don't want to use the word bad. It's never really bad when I have wrestling matches, because obviously I go out there in my biker shorts. I used to have a backup singlet, and I soon realized I don't feel like a wrestler in this singlet, because obviously my body, my subconscious knew what I was doing. I had that singlet for days I wasn't feeling confident, so I'd put it on to cover my body up, and you go into the ring, and the whole time your subconscious is going, haha, I know what you're doing. So we put that to one side, and I realized it didn't work. But the whole point of this is that, yes, so sometimes I am there backstage, I'm looking in the mirror going, I don't like this, and I don't like that. How am I going to go out there? I can't believe it. But those moments fade quite quickly, mostly because you have a good entrance, or you have a good match, or you get lost in the moment. And day to day is something that I'm aware of, but it's also something that I've totally accepted. And I think this is an area that needs to be focused on as well. Now, of course, it would be much better if we didn't have these foibles and we didn't have these weaknesses that kind of bring us down a little bit. but I'm totally cool with it. So if somebody pays me a compliment about my body and I can't really process it for obvious reasons, I just do the best I can with it, and I absolutely store it away and go, well, you should remember that, because at least it shows that your hard work is paying off in some sense, even if your validation is coming externally. Now, what we really want to do as humans is have internal validation. Nobody else should be able to make you feel good, bad, sad, glad, whatever it may be. But, we have to work within the area that we do have. But it's not like I wake up every day and I'm an absolute misery guts. I mean, yeah, sometimes you catch yourself in the mirror and you're not very pleased, and once again you go through all the things like, oh, I need this to be better, I need that to be better. But it's absolutely something that you can live with, and it's absolutely something that you can develop over time, I suppose. And it can help you, I guess, in one way. I mean, for me, we did a video the other day that you can check out. Hopefully I remember to put a card in this video. One of the reasons that I finally decided to kick my own ass and go get a personal trainer and sort my diet out and make sure I was being more intense in the gym was because, as I found out after posting these pictures, I thought I was in absolutely terrible shape, whereas other people have actually said, well, I see what you're saying, Simon, but it's really not that bad at all. But if I didn't see myself that way, would I have pulled the trigger in order to go back to get into a shape where I wanted to be? Arguably not. So, there's always positives that you can pull away from any kind of thing that you're going through. But it is totally possible, and I'm living proof of this, to have, again, which goes body dysmorphia, there's no real other way to put it, or I guess not see yourself in the way that maybe others see you, and just kind of shrug your shoulders and get on with it and be like, well, hey ho, this isn't ideal, but I'm sure I can make the most of it, which is what I do. And I think one of the huge reasons for this is, something we talk about here all the time. I know it's boring, but I enjoy the gym. I look forward to going to the gym. I enjoy my diet. I enjoy my cheat meals. I enjoy my supplement. I love getting a brand new supplement and trying it. I think it's really fun. And if it turns out to be gubbins, I like going on holiday or going abroad or going to a brand new place and trying a brand new fitness palace of love. I like all of those things. And so I am able to sort of suck so much of goodness from the health and fitness lifestyle that you just have a pros and cons list. And pros are everything I just listed and more. And the cons are things like, well, there's this and there's that and there's body dysmorphia and blah, blah, blah. And that's really the takeaway I want anyone to have when they are watching any of my videos, is that health and fitness has to be a consistent lifestyle. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, or you don't enjoy lifting weights, or you don't enjoy doing the type of cardio you've picked to do, just go and change it up. There is no right or wrong with it apart from the obvious. You need to eat healthy, calories in, calories out. Boring. You need to be intense in the gym. But when you can turn, say you're into roller coasters, right? You like going to fairgrounds or amusement parks. If you can turn the gym into you going to amusement park, it doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, January, April, or December, you're going to go want to train and you're going to want to go work out. So you will be getting those endorphins from that, and you will be getting those positive vibes, and you will be enjoying it. It will feel like something you want to fit into your day. So even if there are consequences to that, being looking at the mirror going, well, look at you, you're still able to derive good things from it. And I think that's important as well. Once more, if it really does get you down, you do absolutely need to reach out to someone, and there will be people out there that can help you. But I think body dysmorphia, especially in 2023, the health and fitness industry, I think, is more popular than it ever has been. I mean, I remember when I first got into it, you couldn't even go into a store and buy protein. Now Asda has it, Tesco has it, Sainsbury's has it, Walmart had it. It's become super duper popular, hence why the arrival or the rise of 24-hour gyms and everything like that, there's a business for it. So just by proxy, there are now more people walking around with these kind of struggles. So essentially, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is don't beat yourself up about it and don't kick your own ass about it. Make sure you can find the positives so that you do feel warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum, but also make sure you don't beat yourself up with the negatives. It's okay if you don't like the way you look, right? As long as you keep it in perspective. If you genuinely are overweight and you know you need to do something about it, then yes, maybe you do need to have a bit of a wake-up meeting when you realize, well, no, this isn't good. But if you know you're putting in the time, and you know you're putting in the hours, and you know you're eating well, and you have other people who are going, listen, Clive, well, shout out to Clive, listen, Clive, you actually look pretty good, and you actually sound, they always say this, you actually sound a little bit crazy right now, you can use that as well. So while you may not be able to see it in the mirror, or in glimpses at least, the main takeaway can be, well, I must be doing something right, because this random, we'll call them Sarah, because Sarah told Clive all these good things. And that is a way to establish it as well. So we're kind of just ranting now. But yes, I would imagine a lot of people can watch this video and relate to it, which I think is really, really important too. So just accept it. Just be cool with it and keep going to the gym and keep doing what you can and keep ensuring that you're headed in the right direction. And remember, ironically, you're going to have up days and you're going to have down days. Some days maybe you do look in the mirror and go, wow, I can see it now. And then maybe you wake up the next day and go, oh my gosh, what a flabby, bloated whale. These two things can live sort of next to each other. It's just we're crazy. I mean, that's the absolute truth of it. We're absolutely nuts. And you must have done this in other areas of your life. Everyone does, what's the word? Not unpredictable. I just can't think of the right word now, but just nut stuff. Especially in relationships and things like that, or we worry about money and there's no reason to worry about money. We get taken down these rabbit holes. So it stands to reason it would be no different with going to the gym, the fitness palace of love, and working out. So always just make sure you're trying to put yourself in a positive position, and ultimately, everything's going to be okay. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell ding-dings when other videos are going live. Please do click that bell. It's massively important. Sounds weird, doesn't it? And make sure you click the video on the screen. If you are looking for supplements I did talk about earlier, GorillaMind.com/Simon. Use code Simon, get 10% off. All of this is in the description down there with links. I just really like Gorilla Mind stuff. I used them years and years ago. I made a video about it. Derek reached out, more plates, more dates, and here we are. That's the story. You can do with it what you will. And their new Respawn product, holy crap. You want focus and concentration and energy, that thing is mad. Otherwise, at Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter, patreon.com/Simon316. If you do indeed want to support me that way, I'm on Cameo if you'd like some kind of shout out for your loved one, given that Valentine's Day is coming up. And I have a bunch of merchandise, prowrestlingtees.com/Simon Miller. Loads of new designs just went up, so check that out. And if you want my Fitness Palace of Love team in conjunction with Samson Athletics, please do use the description down there so we can log the sale, basically, so we see how well we're doing. And that would rock. Most of all, take care of yourself. Go into the gym today and kick some ass. See you soon.